Greetings, Dapplings, and welcome to a new first taste for the channel, where today we're going to be checking out the Inventory Management Auto Battler Backpack Battles. This is a demo of the game, as it's still very much in development, being developed and published by Play with Furcifer. Hopefully I said that name correctly. And if you're wondering what an inventory management merged with an auto battler would be like, think Backpack Hero meets Super Auto Pets. In fact, even the splash screen seems very reminiscent of Backpack Hero. But in this game, we've got a single character, and it is our job to load up their backpack and, in fact, expand their inventory and try and Tetris as many items into it as we can, and then send them off to battle automatically, and hopefully they win and come back with some more money for us to buy more stuff, so on and so forth. But it is always easier to show than to describe, so let's just jump into a new game. I've had the pleasure of playing a couple of games unranked so far, so for the sake of changing things up a little, I'm going to go ahead and jump into a ranked game, and hopefully we're going to find that my practice will stand us in good stead. Now, one of the things I love about this, and in fact many auto battlers, is whilst we're not competing directly against other players in real time, all of the other setups that we see will be real setups that other players had at this round of the battle. So the game is effectively outsourcing all of its battle designs. Now, the coffin that we start with, each character that I've seen, there are 2 playable characters right now, though there are 4 that are hinted at. Each one has a central backpack that has some sort of gimmick. So here we have the storage coffin. Whenever an item inside activates, you have a 35% chance of inflicting 1 poison on the enemy, which will deal 1 damage per stack every 2 seconds. We've also got 2 fly agarics. These have a 4-second cooldown and will inflict 1 poison each, and so they will just gradually build up. But as this is food, it also has a 10% lower cooldown for each other starred food item of a different type. You notice as I move these around, there are certain stars, so any other food item that is different from fly agaric, that is surrounding fly agaric but not including the diagonals, will count as a starred food item and thus help reduce its cooldown. Now, we've got a couple of other items, and in between each round we will have this. You can reserve them for the stated cost here, and there's a couple of other things down on the side you want to take interest in, and that's stamina usage. That's probably the big one. Currently, our weapons don't consume any stamina. We only have 5, so right now we just use them whenever the cooldown comes off, but certain items may actually have stamina associated with them. For example, the pan here has 2 stamina cost, but it'll deal 1 extra damage for each food item. So it does 2 to 3 and has an accuracy of 85. We've also got the piggy bank, which allows us to gain a little bit extra gold when you enter the shop, so each round. We've got a stone here, which has a cooldown of 2 seconds, no stamina cost, but can only be thrown once per battle, but on hit removes 3 block from your opponent. A block absorbs 1 damage per stack. On damage, chance to gain block and remove 1 stamina from the opponent. That's a 20% chance that that'll activate. Right, I think we're going to go with the pan, because this is going to double up for us. The pan, similarly to the fly agaric, has stars all around it, but in this case we've got 2 starred items, so the damage should be increasing by 2 for us. Now, our stamina usage is low. I should imagine that our stamina, I don't know exactly how fast stamina regenerates, but I should imagine that our stamina is going to be able to handle this. Now, we've still got 6 gold there, so if there's something we wanted to reserve, I could do, but there's nothing really here. Let's have a look if there's anything else I can grab. I wouldn't mind an extra bag for the remaining 4, and now you can see our entire grid, our backpack space, and we can just kind of attach this anywhere we like. I'll go ahead and pop that there so that maybe we can have some extra food items there eventually. Now, I've not got any more golds to use here, so we may as well just roll. Sometimes you will have items on sale. We would have been able to get that for half price, for example. They've gone for onions between their fly agaric, which means both of their fly agaric are going to be powered up there. But so far, that doesn't seem to be helping them out. In fact, we are doing a little bit better, though they almost got us down. We've got 5 deaths. We can fail 5 times while still proceeding. But each win up to the maximum. This is very much Super Auto Pets here. But you'll notice that our health increases every round, even when we fail. And indeed, the enemies that we face are going to have backpacks that a player had on the round that we're at. So the longer we go, the more likely we're to face people with very kitted out backpacks, which may indeed be a problem for us. We've got a walrus tusk and a wooden buckler. Now these two come together are actually a very, very good pair to grab, and I will show you why. Assuming I can afford it. Have I got enough? I've got... that's on sale for 2, so we might have enough. No, we won't. I won't be able to grab both, sadly. Okay, so some items in this can combine. Now, you don't know which ones it is. It doesn't tell you, but when you're placing the items down, you'll see a little golden thread of connectivity between them. Basically, if you manage to set that up and play one round with them, the items will evolve into a new item. Sadly, I can't show you that here, but let's decide which of these two I most want to take, though I am definitely going to be grabbing you. Though I could gather healing herbs as well. At the start of battle, gain regeneration. Every 2 seconds, we'll gain 1 health, and this every 6 seconds, gain some block and remove 1 vampirism from your opponent. This would also be helpful for my current setup here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of something, and I'm going to use this to showcase that the way that you can connect items like this. So at this point, I believe we are getting +4 damage on the frying pan, but that might not be quite accurate because this is a single item, and the fact that it's showing me 2 separate stars, I still think it only counts as 3 separate items of food. But they are all starred, and these items are now benefiting from the cooldown, as is the garlic as well. At this point, we could grab the healing herbs and I think the walrus tusk. We'll pop that in here. The walrus tusk, just at the start of battle, we're going to gain spikes, which means that when we're attacked, we'll deal 1 damage to the enemy. And this, at the start of battle, we will gain 1 heart of regeneration. That used up all of our gold. But this is a decent backpack, I think. Alright, let's see what we've got. We're up against the Ranger right now. The Ranger has a different kind of backpack. This is the other playable character. And yes, I'm just going to get this out there early. The art style is... some might call it egregious. For me, it lives in that really uncomfortable place that Dungeon Defenders seem to actively aim for. They wanted an art style that was cute, but also hypersexualized, which was just like, that feels wrong. It is what it is. You can either look past it, or this is a hard pass for you. If it isn't, then the game underneath is very, very enjoyable from what I've played, but we may as well just acknowledge that one, that it is there, and for better or worse. Now we have the opportunity to pick up the buckler, and I would very much like to pick up this buckler. Sadly, we lack the space for it unless I were to sacrifice something. In this case, I'm going to sacrifice having the healing herb, and we're going to move things around a bit so I can buy the buckler. There we go. We've now got that thread there. If you look at the item, it says 0 of 1. If I place it there, this means that it needs 1 walrus tusk next to it, somehow connected, and we have thus connected it. But as you can see down here, we've got the storage, so we can put things in there as well if we want. And I know that shortly, this is going to become a single item, so we do still have room for something else if we really want to. And currently, our use of stamina is fairly low. We could take something else if I really wanted to, and sure, we'll pick up a wooden sword. I'll just pop that into the bank for now. The power of capitalism, indeed. Right, okay, you've got exactly the same thing, so you're going for the same kind of build-up here. I suspect that we're going to win this fight, honestly, just because we've got a significantly more damaging lineup. They don't really have any output for damage. They're mostly on the debuffs and the spikes there. But with that done, we should see that these now merge into the spiked shield. This blocks, or adds 1 block. Every time you gain 10 block, you gain 1 stack of spikes, up to 3 times per round. On damage, gain 1 extra block. So every time we take damage, we gain a bit more block, and every time we get to 10, then it adds an extra spike to the stack. Now, we've got 2 backpacks over here. One of them is very cheap. This one, though, is a stamina sack. Gain 1 maximum stamina. This is an epic bag. You'll find quite a few bags around, and since this is a nice little spot down here, I think we can perhaps squeeze that in somewhere about here. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to place this down here. This still has the 35% chance to inflict poison on activation, thanks to the fact that a tiny bit of it is over this. I wonder if this one would as well. Yes, that might actually be quite nice. We will place the garlic down here. Well, actually, I kind of want the garlic there, since this still allows us to get that bonus going. We can still afford a backpack here, and honestly, I find that getting backpacks early is a better move than anything else, more or less. So we're going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to place this one. Sure, we'll place it all the way at the top here, but in such a position that I could, for example, have something else leaning over that. And we're going to grab an extra resource there for healing, and I may as well grab the stone as well while we're here. Sure, we'll pop that in there, and there we go. That's a decent bag. We've invested in the future by getting that backpack there, but our stamina use is now high. We've got 2 items that use stamina, but thankfully we do have a bit more stamina than usual. There we go. Let's start hammering them there. Unfortunately, our stamina is going down. We will start seeing things unable to fire. For example, we just saw it there, that little like trumpet sound. And unfortunately, they won. They did very well. They had a lot of poison build-up there. A lot of poison build-up, since so many of their items triggered in the coffin. And that was one of our lives lost. Okay, well, we're going to have to take that lesson with us. Now, there we are, the bag of stones. This is definitely something that I want, and I'm very glad to see. The bag of stones has an interesting setup. It only activates items above it, but those items, now stones can be thrown forever. So these have a cooldown of 2 seconds, and they will be triggering in here repeatedly. They don't require any stamina to use, which makes them very, very nice for obvious reasons. We've also got the fanny pack. Items inside trigger 10% faster. We have got enough money to be able to plop this down there. Maybe shimmy you down and pop that one over there instead. We'll slide that one up. And sure, we'll go for another fly agaric. I'm not sure if this is specifically the best use of my fly agaric, honestly. We might want to reposition some things. Okay, I think there are lots of ways that you could try and maximize this backpack, but I think I've settled on this one here. We've maximized the storage coffin, which is our unique item, to have all of the items which have the least cooldown. So they're going to trigger the most often, which is going to give us that little bit of a chance to inflict more poison each time. The pan has almost every item around it. In fact, let's move those two around. We make it even better. There we go. That's perfect. These 2 fly agarics get the 10% boost from the garlic, as does the garlic from the 2 fly agarics, maybe even 20% there. But we've made sure that the sword, which has a cooldown of 1.4 seconds, and the 2 rocks, which have a cooldown of 2 seconds each, are going in there, as is the pan with its 2-second cooldown. The fly agaric and the garlic all have 4 or 6 seconds respectively, so maximizing them in the storage coffin doesn't make as much sense. But there we go. I think that's a good setup. Let's go ahead and jump into the next battle, and hopefully we'll do a little bit better than last time. Oh, someone who's maximized their food down there in the corner. We seem to be keeping a bit closer, but we're still not quite on top with the poison there. We just won by the skin of our teeth. They had a good regeneration there, 2 healing items. They had a very similar setup for us. They didn't have any direct damage, but still they managed to bring us quite close to death, which is very impressive in and of itself. Okay, we've got a couple of epic items. We've got the bow and arrow, which does a lot of damage, has low accuracy though, but on hit gains 1 luck. Each luck increases your accuracy by 5 stacks. We've also got the Thorn Whip. At the start of battle, gain 1 spike and deals 1 damage per spike that you have. In our case, we will potentially have quite a few, so that is quite a nice weapon. It also has a decent accuracy. It also has a 2-second cooldown. We've also got the Acorn Collar. Starred items gain 5% critical hit chance for each lucky stack there. So again, these items would work very well together, as with this item down here. Now, at this point, we're starting to get into a bit of a difficult scenario on what we want to really use. This is potentially dealing an extra 4 damage. So it's a pretty solid weapon, all things told. It's way up there along with these at the very least. But this gaining us lucky would be very, very nice. But unfortunately, whereas some games are like, oh, bone marrow is just like, for example, backpack here is just it's a long item. But no, these items are very oddly shaped. We're going to have to deal with that one. But at this point, I think we can happily get rid of the sword in favor of something like this. Now, where is the star? Oh, the star's right around this item. Okay. So if we put the star down here, that would be a nice spot, since we would hit both the pan and the 2 stones. Now, this one, items gain 5% critical hit chance for each stack, but it doesn't do anything by itself. Whereas this does a fairly high stamina cost, but 3 to 7 damage. It can be merged with another weapon, though. So this one is a very nice one to grab and hold on to for now. But realistically, these are the better ones to use together. But they are also very, very awkward to place. We would need a decent bit of space down here. Maybe we could arrange... No. Yeah, well, no, we wouldn't be in the 10 there, sadly. But I could, perhaps... get this. Can I flip these in any way? Sadly, it doesn't look like it. So realistically, I would want it about there. So it could get the benefit of this, of the extra speed up from the fanny pack. Okay, give me a few seconds. Okay, I think we're going to sacrifice the pan with its very high damage, sadly, for the 3 to 7 damage whip that will give us some extra spikes at the start of battle. We're going to bank on our opponents doing damage to themselves. Now, the whip is in the storage coffin, and we have now maximized the use of the garlic to allow all 3 of our flyer garlics to trigger 10% faster. We've still got the rocks down here, so above the bag of stones. I would like to use the fanny pack in a better way, but right now that doesn't seem to be an option for us. The only thing I could do better is if somehow I could get that over the stones, but right now we actually don't have any stacks of lucky, so it doesn't matter. It's not doing anything for us. Let's go ahead and jump into the next fight and just see how this works out. We've sacrificed a lot of damage for a different setup here. Ooh, they've got a lot of potions, an awful lot of block to start the fight with too. But thankfully we replenish our block as we go, so hopefully this should work out for us, and we will be gradually stacking spikes as well. Now, fatigue moves in, and as fatigue cranks up, you start losing more and more health over time. So there is a time limit. You will never really be able to out-heal fatigue, because it will continually get stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, we haven't really... Ooh, there we go. Perfect. I was about to say we haven't really seen many potions yet, but we're not going to be looking at those for now because we've got the Hungry Blade. This is a fairly hefty weapon, does damage 3 to 5, accuracy is 90%, which is quite nice, and a cooldown of 1.4 seconds, but stamina cost of 1. On hit, converts 1 regeneration into 2 vampirism. Vampirism heals for 1 health per stack when attacking, and because regeneration has a fixed timer, if you attack with more weapons or just weapons with a lower cooldown such that you're doing more attacks than 1 every 2 seconds, and this works out better for you at the end of the day. Now, this and the Thorn Whip both combine to make a rather nice item. Unfortunately, this does take a chonky bit of room, so we're going to have to wiggle things around a little bit to make it work. That being said, I could just sacrifice a few things and shimmy you guys around over here. So this is absolutely worth us doing. As you can see there, this is a 1 of 1 here. So we just need the Thorn Whip and the Hungry Blade, and we need 1 round in which we use that. But we've still got a little bit of money there, though, to be honest. We might not find what we want. These two are going to merge, so we're going to have a little bit of extra room. Now, Pocket Sand is always quite nice, because you can inflict 1 stack of blind on your enemy, and who doesn't like Pocket Sand? Come on. Decreases accuracy by 5% per stack. If we could find a way of making more of these, then that would be marvelous. But this is definitely one of these games where experimentation is key, because you just don't know what's going to buff something else up until you try it out. We've got Holy Armor over here, for example. Start of battle, gain 1 regeneration for each empty slot above it, and cleanse 1 poison every 3 seconds. That's actually an amazing piece of armor. It doesn't really give you any... Well, actually, it gives you 35 block. I was going to say, it doesn't really give you any block. But honestly, having this is amazing, but it doesn't trump the combination of these two. We're just going to go ahead and jump straight into the next battle and see how things go, though. Oh, okay, that's still there. Oh, we've got an interesting stack of bags there. Very uniform, I like it. But it looks like we are definitely on top here. However, their garlic has removed our vampirism, so we lost regeneration for no particular gain, unfortunately. But there we go, and now we should see these merge together to form the Bloodthorn. On hit, converts 1 regeneration into 3 vampirism, and 1 spike, deals 1 damage per spike and vampirism. So, again, you want a high regeneration with this sword in order to make use of it, but having 2 of them is more than enough for now. We can definitely start looking for a couple of other items. We've got the customer card here. Increases the rarity of 1 item in the shop every time it refreshes. So you can re-roll that. The death scythe over here. Stamina cost is fairly high. This one is quite low and still has a very comfortable cooldown there. So definitely worth going in here. But the death scythe over here with a stamina cost of 2. Cooldown of 1.4. Accuracy of 90. But base damage of 5 to 9. Deals 1 damage per stack every 2 seconds. If a starred item inflicts double poison. So I can only assume that having this in some way next to a bunch of fly agaric would be just amazing. It looks like it is literally built for this character. Instead, let's go for the stamina pack there. We can pop that down on this side, gives us a little bit more room. How much more money we've got? We've also got the fanfare. It removes 1 stamina from your opponent every 5 seconds and triggers 20% faster for each free slot in front of it. So, as we can see, this one's got a lot of spots ahead. So, we would want to have something... How big is this? We would be able to put it there if we really wanted to. Though it might be better somewhere around here. If I could in some way make use of this spot, that would be ideal. Okay, there we go. This is a bit painful because we're losing a lot of the synergy of the storage coffin, but this at least gives us 3 empty tiles in front of the fanfare, which will also trigger 10% faster because of the fanny pack, and I'm willing to accept a 60% faster cast time anyway. Now, has any item in here got any kind of special ability? I can't imagine that either of those do, simply because they're already upgraded. But, you know, if we had a new weapon in here, it would always be a worthwhile thing to just check if any item we have next can be put next to them to see if it would in some way synergize. But okay, we've got 5 gold in the bank, and it's time for us to jump into our next fight. Okay, you've got a lot of block. This is going to be a painful battle for us, and I can already say that with confidence given just how fast my health is going down. My goodness, this was a rough one. That is a very, very nice setup. Yegads. So much block. Alright, well, I guess that's something for us to aim for. Aha! We've got the bow and arrow, and no bag to put it in. We've also got the spear. On hit, remove 3 block for each free star slot in front of it. So, I guess this would have quite a few, I would imagine. That is, it's a nice item, but we're already now looking at having to build up so much free spots. It would be nice to grab some more healing herbs so that Bloodthorn can trigger a couple more times. The Rib Saw Blade. On hit, removes 2 thorns and 2 regeneration from the opponent. That is marvelous looking. But a little bit intimidating for the amount of space it's going to require, which is 4 tiles. Now, we really do want the bow and arrow since that will synergize so well with the acorn collar. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up, but we're not going to try and fit it. What I need right now is more backpacks. There we go. This would be marvelous right there. And in fact, at that point, I can afford to shimmy it forward, and we don't lose out on anything. So that gives us a total of 100% faster cast rate. How this game is going to decide that, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Games often have very different interpretations of 100% faster on something. Does that mean this just casts constantly? One could only assume not, but who knows. Do we want to reroll again? We can't really afford to. The whetstone is a useful item, though, since this will allow any weapons that it's next to gain a bit of a boost. And could we afford to place this down here? We kind of could. Sure, let's do that. This gets an extra damage boost there. And we've currently got only 2 items for use in terms of the regeneration. We could definitely improve that. When your health drops below 50%, gain 2 and... Ooh. I wonder if that could trigger multiple times. If you restore your health and then you drop it back down again. That would have been an interesting one to look at first. A little bit too late now, given my gold, but we'll see how this pack does now. Right, again, an enormous amount of block. This is painful. You've got a lot of vampirism, a lot of regeneration. You don't have any garlic with you, so you can't take my vampirism away, but you've got a lot of regeneration. An awful lot of regeneration, in fact. I really need those fly agarics to stack up. There we go. That does really, really start to hurt as it builds up. But this was also dealing enormous amounts of damage towards the end just because of the vampirism and spikes that we had. So that's another win. Okay, we only need to win 3 more times. Right, the Blood Amulet. Start of battle, gain 2 vampirism. Okay, that looks like that could easily merge well with another item. We've also got the Protective Purse. It gives a little bit of extra block at the start of battle, gain 3 block. I mean, I wouldn't say no. Sure, we'll pop it there, and then we've got all 3 of those lined up beautifully. An extra little bit of vampirism wouldn't go amiss. I could also take the Pocket Sand. We've got Demonic Flask as well. When your opponent's health is below 50, deal 1 damage for every debuff stack on your opponent. That could synergize very well with our current set of debuffing Fly Agaric. Let's go ahead and grab that. That's capable of dumping a decent amount of damage on the enemy. We will keep the regeneration there for early on. It would have been nice to have grabbed that, but oh well. And I'm not really in the mood to grab Pocket Sand and debuff the fanfare even further. So let's go ahead and jump into the next fight. Again, this fight is largely to debuff the opponent, try and steal away their stamina as fast as they can, and then disable their ability to actually attack us. Their stamina is wiped out right now, so they're unable to use a bunch of this stuff. But they are using potions reasonably well. Need that fanfare to happen a lot faster. Oh, there we go. I actually did a load of damage in the end. I didn't actually catch how much Demonic Flask did, but the fact that they had a good stack of poisons on them by the end of it couldn't have been bad for us. Now, the way potions work, they do have a synergy. When activated, it also triggers the effect of the starred potion. So any potions above it also trigger. But I can see some food. Heal for 5 and regenerate 1 stamina every 5 seconds. This does not have any requirement for regeneration, which we're basically sacrificing right now. That is very tempting. Especially because I could put it there. Maybe even grab another garlic. Maybe not another garlic, though. If I pop that in there, move this down, and then shimmy this into position. I've got options. How am I going to make use of them, though? I mean, this would allow the 2 Fly Agarics to trigger a little bit fast. It would be better if I could hit everything. Is there a way that I can hit everything? Give me a sec. Okay, I think that works out. We still haven't used the bow, and we might not get a chance to use it, frankly. But right now, this seems like a decent setup for us. It would be nice to have some other weapon on the far side of the Bloodthorn to make use of the Whetstone. The Whetstone does synergize with the wooden sword, by the way, if I place this down here, just for those in the know. But you need 2 Whetstones to activate it. This then upgrades the sword. But we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for another sword. And on that note, let's go ahead and reroll. Oh, we've got some more potions. We've got another Demonic Flask. Ooh, that could become a very, very potent brew at that point if we had 2 of them triggering at the same time. When you have no stamina left, regenerate to full stamina and gain 1 luck and 1 regeneration. That actually might be nice, but we don't really burn through our stamina too quickly, so that one wouldn't necessarily help us out as much. But we could most definitely grab this. Now, it requires that we actually do kill them, or get them to below 5 stamina. And that has nixed a little bit of the fanfare there, but hopefully we can find another bag soon to allow us to expand that out to its full potential. But I think this is a decent brew. This is going to capitalize on our poison. So we really do need poison to be triggering frequently. Oh my good lord, look at the amount of poison. They've got dragons as well. Shenanigans, I call. I haven't put any debuffs on you yet, but I've got 20 on me. The reason for that is that dragons reflect. The next debuff inflicts your opponent instead of you. We still managed to win, though. How? Oh, it was probably just the dump of the demonic flasks on them. But that was very impressive. The pineapple over here gain 1 spike and heal for 3 every 5 seconds, so another food. But that one, again, is going to be a bit awkward. Every time I get a new food, I have to reshuffle everything. We could go over another demonic flask as well. But sure, we're going to grab a pineapple. Absolutely. Have we got enough to make it worth our while to re-roll? No, we don't. And also, we're going to have to find a way to make this all fit. But the pineapple could perhaps go down here. And then I could shimmy this into position. Well, actually, the pineapple might be better there, in fact. That triggers every 6 seconds. How often does this? Every 5 seconds. This triggers every 5. So, honestly, the fly agaric is better down here. But I feel this is giving me a better overall effect. I might be able to do something like that, though. Yeah, that seems like a better use of it. All of the fruits up there is doing amazing work for us. And at this point, I can move one of the healing herbs up and out of the way of the fanfare just to give it a little bit more casting speed. With that, let's go ahead and jump into what may well be one of the last battles for us. You've got a lot of pain there. That just sucked up all of our regeneration. That hurts a lot. Okay, so we don't get any vampirism for this, so it's all just down to just raw damage output. Now, we've got a lot of debuffs on them, and there we go. That was the demonic flask. It just nuked them down. That is a little bit overpowered, I'm going to be quite honest. And there we go. 10 win bonus. There we are. And that is pulled up our rank. This is our actual rank at this point because it was a ranked game, whereas up to now just been accruing trophies for no particular game. All right, I just checked the recording, and whilst we might be pushing our luck a little bit with starting a new run, I figure we may as well try and get both playable characters in. This may well lead to my loss. I feel that the Ranger is definitely the harder of the two classes to play, but we're going to start off with a Lucky Clover, we're going to start with a wooden sword and a stone, and we're going to have the Ranger's bag. Items inside gain 5 critical hit chance for each luck stack, and luck increases the accuracy by 5 per stack. So this is going to be 95% accuracy and have a better chance of getting a crit as well. All right, let us begin a new ranked game. Straight away we can grab a new backpack. That is fantastic, and since that is technically in there, it's still going to work. We don't need that in there though. We could get the fly agaric and have a little bit of poison build up, and I'm certainly okay with that. Sure. Let's grab you, and maybe even grab another Lucky Clover to have 2 stacks of it, as well as some healing herbs to have 1 stack of regeneration. Okay, not too bad. I think that's going to be a good start. Let's go ahead and see how we do.
Okay.
Against someone who has got some constant healing. This heals for 5 and regenerates 1 stamina every 5 seconds. Definitely worthwhile getting some sort of healing that is beyond a buff, because a buff, as you've seen from the last run, can be taken off you with the right equipment. Right, what else have we got? We've got a piggy bank, we've got a pestilence flask. When your opponent regenerates health, inflict 5 poison on them and 2 on yourself. Now, this is a bit of a... could go either way, really, but I'm willing to give this one a shot. Sure, let's grab that and pop that in there. Pestilence flask. Now, that one will synergize with a dagger, I believe. So we might be able to build a poison dagger out of that later on. I could also grab a rock as well. Sure, we might as well just try and double down on as much early damage as we can and get rid of some early block as well. Especially, yep, there we go. We've got a, well, actually, no, that doesn't give any block to start with. So it didn't directly help us, but now they've got a bunch of poison stacks there. And their poison stacks are increasing. Deals 1 damage every 2 seconds. Why was that increasing? Did we? Of course we had Fly Gar. I completely forgot that we had that, but all right, that wasn't too bad. There we go. The whetstone, definitely something we want, and the lucky clover as well. Okay, well, let's continue trying to build around the backpack so that we can make use of that as best we can. There we go. Let's move those to the side. I wouldn't mind taking another lucky clover, sure. And the whetstone we'll swap these around like so, just so that can benefit there. Now, 3 stacks of luck is not bad at all. Could get another sword if I really wanted to. Currently, our stamina use is very low. That might be okay for now, but we'll probably get rid of the sword in time. But that's going to get a bit of a buff there for us. So we're buffing it in both directions, but this is only synergizing with 1 item so far. Generally speaking, finding the upgraded items is largely a case of seeing what other people have got, because you can see the synergies that they've got playing on their screen, and also you can see any interesting items they have, and in many cases it gives you an idea. For example, looking at this, you would know that the shield builds into it, more than likely. There we've got even more, my lord. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and grab another backpack. Sure, I will happily take you for an extra stack. I should have gone for both of those instead, really. But the spikes are definitely useful, but the healing herbs would have been very nice. The lucky clover as well is obviously very, very good for our current build. Getting a bow would be very nice at this point. Oh, that 30 block there is kind of nasty. We do need to get some blocks somewhere, because right now, although we've done enormous amounts of damage to them, we haven't managed to do actually any damage to their health. So this may, in fact, be a loss for us ultimately. Fatigue setting in now, and there we go. Another loss. Sad times are these. Alright, so we've got the hammer over here. It does 5 to 8 damage, accuracy of 75. There is a 40% chance to stun for 1 second. Now that is very tempting. I would happily sell this for 2. Shimmy that up there. Let's see the hammer. How big are you? You're kind of a pain in the butt, I'm going to be honest with you, but okay. We can make this work, I think. That would actually be a better item, thinking about it. Let's do this. There we go. Can shimmy these around like so, and we've still got everything triggering the way we want. I would like an extra healing herb. The spikes are useful. Obviously, everything in here benefits from these. Currently, we're bringing this up to a 90% chance of hitting, which is grand. This is already going to hit every single time. I would like the herbs. Sure, we'll pick them up and reroll. There we go. And also some armor. Also, some stone skin potion. Okay, when you have 20 block, you gain... block's 8. You gain 8 block and convert 8 health to block. Potion, when activated, also triggers the effect of the potion. So I guess it just comes with 8 block, and then when you have 20 block, you gain an additional bunch of it. Now, what do we want here? I could grab the leather bag. I could grab this potion. It's one or t'other. And the reason why the potion is attractive to me is because that will upgrade with something we've already got. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to lose that for now. Shimmy these around, pop the stone skin potion in there. And this is going to hopefully upgrade in... I don't know what it upgrades to, but I had seen at one point that someone had a synergy. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to... Sure, we're going to keep these in there as is. I think that's a better use for our hammer there. I could perhaps take away... Because this has a stamina cost of 3. Yeah, you know what? We need to remove that. And instead, we'll go with this setup. This is still a high stamina use, but hopefully the stun is going to help out.
Okay.
Right. Now then, let's see how this... oh, okay, you've got a decent setup there, which is kind of worrisome, but we may sadly lose this. And we are managing to stun them a reasonable amount of the time, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. But sadly, we do need more stamina to be able to run with that. Okay, so we've front-loaded in a way. Right, we've got strong stone skin potion, blocks 12. When you have 20 block, gain 12 and convert 12 health to block. Okay, now, what do we want here? We obviously want an extra bag. We can pop that down here, perhaps. We can slide this along. I would very much like to upgrade our sword at this point. So let's do something along these lines. Potion could go down there. We'll grab the sword, place you here, and grab this. There we go. That'll upgrade the sword to its next level. Whether that was a wise move or not, hard to say. We've now got 3 regeneration, which is reasonably good. Let's pop that one down there. I'm trying to organize my backpack a little bit better, but this is about the best we're going to be able to do with it, I think. There we are. Let's see what we can do. It's a shame to see the Hungry Blade go to waste, but very high stamina usage. It's going to be a podge, but ooh, lots of pans there, but not a lot going on. I think you're going to be way low on stamina most of the time. We'll see how this goes. And that potion still hasn't activated yet. It might actually be worth getting rid of that potion, to be perfectly honest, unless we've got some way of generating block. Or even having some leather armor, perhaps. But either way, that was our first win. That came to us by luck, not judgment. Our enemy was particularly weak. Right, there we go. We've got the hero sword now. This is 1 to 5 damage, accuracy 90. Stamina cost is 0.5. And weapons next to it gain +2 maximum damage, which is very, very nice. We do have a wooden buckler there, though. Block 6, chance 20 on damage, chance to gain 6 block and remove 1 stamina from the opponent. That would work very, very well with our stone potion. But what I would like to do is try and maneuver these around a little bit. Okay, here we go. Right, so I've got a heroic potion. We've gone ahead and purchased that. Unfortunately, we're having to put aside a good couple of our items right now. So we're losing 1 of the healing herbs and 1 lucky clover and the fly agaric. In exchange, we've got the hammer here right now. We've got the pestilence flask, which means when our opponent regenerates it, will put poison on both of us. We've got the hero sword, which is giving us maximum damage on the hammer. And I guess the hero sword doesn't get affected by its own benefit there. We've got 2 lucky clovers, 2 natural regeneration. We have got the walrus tusk and the wooden buckler, which will merge and create the spiked buckler. And the heroic potion, I've placed them in this order because I feel the heroic potion is most likely to activate because we've got a high stamina usage. And this triggers when we have no stamina left. And it regenerates us to full stamina. So 1 free full regeneration and gives us 1 extra luck and 1 regeneration, on top of activating the strong stone skin potion. So we're going to have to see how this one goes down. Let's cross our fingers and hope that it works out okay for us. There we go. Let's see how this one goes. Stamina, continue to drain down, please and thank you. There we go. 45 total block there. That was actually kind of amazing all in one go. We probably won't win this one regardless, though. Sadly, they do have the spike shield, but we are also going to have that. Now, we are running on the very last try now, so odds of us succeeding, they're going down quite quickly, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and pop this up here. We get some extra fly agaric. Now, we've got a lot of luck items. We could go ahead and pop this in right there. That would be very, very nice. I wonder if that activates... No, it doesn't activate the fly agaric, sadly. That's fine, though. Right now, I'm going to just pop all of those together. Is there anything else we want to go for, or should I re-roll? The boots. Block 8. When your health drops below 50%, gain 2 luck and 8 block. That actually sounds very, very nice for us. Very nice indeed. I think that's worth losing 1 regeneration. Sure, we'll pop the boots in there. Okay, well, time to start battle then. We'll be going onwards with 3 gold, but we are now very, very much in a tricky position. Have you got any kind of regeneration? You do, in fact, have regeneration. You dropped 10 blind on me. My goodness, that hurt. Okay, you've got the blinding light. You've got the lightsaber. All right, that's particularly nasty. The fact that I'm still in this is amazing, honestly. But I don't think I'm going to make it through unless... Oh, we lost by 1 point. We were so close. That was such a strong comeback. That is a very nasty weapon there, the lightsaber. Ah, well, that is the way it goes. I'm sorry I couldn't give you 2 wins in a row, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But there we are. That is going to be our first taste of Backpack Battles. If you are interested in this game, then do consider popping over to Steam and adding it to your wish list. Again, this is a demo, so you can play the demo for yourself. There are 2 playable characters, and there isn't any announced date yet to expect the game to come out, either in early access or fully released. But I hope you enjoyed today's first taste, and if you did, then you know how to let Saint Algorithmus know down below. But that is going to be it from me and from Backpack Battles for now. So until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.